All right, and welcome back to another episode of Perspective and Pokemon. And I got with me Jason Albini. Now, in this series, we talk about perspective sometimes. Sometimes we talk about Pokemon, and sometimes we just talk about what the heck we want to. And so today, though, we're going to be talking to Jason a little bit more about sports cards. Jason has been on the show before, back when it was just perspective. But dude, man, how you been?
Man, I've been good. When did we do that? Was that March?
That was like February or March. It was before. I think. It was like right as COVID hit.
Yeah, man, it had to be March then. That's like seven months. Man. Yeah, that's crazy.
A lot of in 7 months.
Man, I've been good, man. I've been good though. I've been, a lot has happened in cards. Still doing fitness training, kickboxing, content. Yeah, man, just day to day stuff. Having fun. It's got challenges and everything with COVID, but like your show says, man, perspective. You look at things from the brighter side and do what you can with what you have control over. So that's just been my focus.
For sure. And yeah. I'm just curious because I don't know. Were you guys able to open up your kickboxing stuff? I know you've been doing a lot of stuff online.
Yeah, man. So I just been doing stuff at home, online, and then some of the gyms have opened. Just last week, they kind of went back, but minimum capacity. It's not full force yet, so it's like a light open for a lot of places. But I think it's gradually going to get there again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying this out loud. I've been really thinking about just opening up my own spot and starting a kickboxing gym. It's really tugging at my heart, man. It's something I've been going back and forth with. Is this the time to go, or do I find a job and take that route, or do I do the whole full blown entrepreneur thing? That's really been on my mind. So, yeah,
man, dude, I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, man. I know. I gotta sit down and really think more about it. But yeah.
Oh, do you want to see those colors?
Show me. Yes, show me.
So if you guys are listening to the audio version of this, so we also got a co-host Celeste.
Celeste is on
joining us maybe popping in and out.
I can't.
You want to stay here? Okay. All right, man. Well, I know you've been doing sports cards now for over a year. I saw you made a video talking about your journey in sports cards. And so I'm curious, over the last year that you've been to sports cards, what have you learned?
Last year, man. So I hit my official year on September 18th. And man, I learned a lot. I learned about taking action for sure, facing your fears, guts. I learned a lot of that in sports cards, patience. I think one of the biggest things I learned is just listening to the right people and then making a move on your intuition. I think that's a big thing. Maybe that's what I'm listening to right now with all the entrepreneur thing I have going on in my mind. But listening to the right people and making the move is important, man. That action is everything. That's what I learned about sports cards, because you've seen it too. You've seen it with Pokemon cards. You've seen it with sports cards. It was if people made moves that they did months ago, they would have had some great reward now, but they didn't make the jump. So that's been a big one for me, man. Big one. And I'm just happy. I'm happy with everything that's happened. Of course, there's things I wish I would have done different, which we'll talk about, but I'm happy with how everything has gone, just for the fact that I did start and then I got some cards. I'm super happy.
For sure. So I'm curious, when you first got started, were you super hesitant to buy any cards, or did you just hop right into it?
Looking back, it took me a few months. I think I started when Gary started talking about cards. It was April, right? And I think a little bit before that, maybe I didn't hear it, but April, I was really paying attention. And I didn't buy my first Trae Young card until September. So what is that? March or April, May, June, July, August. That's 5 months of just kind of maybe I should do this. So I think that's hesitation for sure, man. 5 months, I would say. But is it hesitation? I don't know. But I did it. But I did buy some Gary V autograph cards before that. They're sitting on my shelf, so I want to get those graded and get those sealed up. But Yeah, but yeah, I would say so a little bit of hesitation, but I was doing a lot of research first, man. I was making sure I was really looking up stuff and just trying to get the knowledge. So
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I think that's good. I mean, you said there was probably a little hesitation, but also you're at least getting educated.
Yeah.
Like I know when I first heard about sports cards, I made a couple of buys early, and they're not worth anything. Luckily, I didn't spend too much, but yeah.
Which ones did you get? I'm curious. Which ones?
Gosh, it was I don't even remember his name. Like he doesn't do anything. I think it's because I hadn't been in that I hadn't been watching basketball for a little while. Like pretty much ever since I got married, I kind of haven't paid too much attention to basketball.
Yeah.
And so I remember before like hearing about this one guy. I don't remember his name, but I bought his card, or at least I thought it was him. But it turns out it was just the guy with the same name, but it was a completely different player.
Oh man, that's a great story. Well, at least you didn't drop like a whole bunch of money on it. So
No, it was only a few bucks. So
cool, man. But, yeah, you can sleep on that one. Yeah.
It's a good bookmark to have now.
Yeah. What about you, man? Like I know you got back into Pokemon. What's something you've been learning too?
Oh gosh, dude, I think I could say I have, if not a bachelor's, probably an associate's, so to speak, on Pokemon by now.
Got it.
There's so much, like even like last time we talked, I think we talked a little bit about Pokemon.
A little bit, yeah.
And I'm like trying to reflect back on that conversation because I don't remember everything we talked about, but like just kind of remembering some of the things. I'm like, oh my gosh, I like knew compared to what I know now, I knew nothing.
Man, I hear you.
There's so much. Like I'm like constantly learning every day. I'm constantly like diving in. I'm constantly learning about new sets, new things. I just learned something new, brand new, I had never even known yesterday. Like it's just all like so much to learn.
Yeah. Like just from the content I see posting that's being posted online, it's like 10 times compared to what was happening in March. And, it was creeping up. Cars is creeping up, and then like I think through like June is really going like this, and then now in October it's like it's crazy.
Dude, what's crazy though right now is like if you thought the prices were crazy before, I don't know if you saw like Logic just dropped over 200,000 on one card. You had the Logan Paul live stream where he opened up a first edition booster box space set, which is the most sought after box in the world.
Is that right? And
yeah.
How much did he pay for that? Like it was like he paid 300,
200,000.
And then like what he got out of it was like I think like if he was to sell everything, he would make 200,000, right, or something like that. What I saw.
Here's what he did, which is really smart in my opinion. So he bought the box for 200,000, which was already a record-breaking price.
Yeah.
And he said, "Okay, I'm going to open this live," but he did a box break, and so he sold every single pack for $11,111.
Wow.
Good job. And so he already made over 300,000. Like he bought the box for 200,000 and then made a profit of like 100,000.
Wow.
Before even opening up the box.
Wow. And I bet you would even say that's not even like that's not even the beginning of what he could have made, right? That's probably like, even though that's a lot of money.
Dude, like with Logic getting in, Logan Paul getting in, I'm seeing other people who I know have bigger audiences getting in. Like like
and those guys have money. Those guys have money, but there's people that have way more money than them that would like that won't even flinch at dropping 200,000. Just like them. Like they're balling, but you're talking to some big multi-millionaires that are probably just sitting back like, hey, I think I want to get some of this art here. Some of these cards.
For sure. Like this, it's like literally just getting started. Like I'm kind of deep in the Pokemon community, and so there are people like complaining and worried, like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to afford all this stuff, and like some people even getting out of the game. And I'm like, if you think it's expensive now, wait till you see freaking like LeBron James like flexing a Pokemon card, or you see someone like Drake.
Yeah, I say that all the time, man. All the time. That's what I wanted to ask you. I seen that on your Twitter where you're like, people are jumping out, and then I think I retweeted it, and I was like, like I think people when that starts happening, people need to just pivot and find what they can do. Like, are there cheaper options? Is there a different angle you can do? Is there a different market of cards you can get into? What's your take on that?
Oh, for sure. Like, okay, here's the thing. So all the attention right now, like as far as like people who are like newer getting into it, all the attention is on the very first sets.
Right.
Edition base sets, Pokemon.
Right. That's like the luxury set, right? That's like
like it's the very first one to come out in the US.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So highly sought after, has a low print run, which is also why it's pretty expensive because they're just even the common cards, like it's just you don't come across them that often.
Dude, you know how many conversations I had where people are like, I can't believe I sold it at a garage sale. I can't believe I threw mine away. I can't believe I gave mine away. Man, I've had so many conversations about that. I'm like, dang, if you guys are just well done.
I went back to my parents' house last summer. My mom had thrown all mine away.
Dude, I'm crying for you, bro. I'm crying.
Right?
Dang, dude.
But here's the thing. So all the attention is on that one set, but people don't realize, or at least people getting right into it, that there are like 40 or 50 other sets, including like modern. And even like because here's also what happened. So in the first company to make the cards, the Pokemon cards in the US was Wizards of the Coast. They made, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. They actually made, I think, the first, is it 6 or 7 sets? And then they stopped. They lost their license to Pokemon. Pokemon just said, we're going to make our own cards now. And so those Wizards of the Coast cards, especially since they were being printed during a time that Pokemon, Pokemon was kind of popular, late 90s, early 2000s, but not nearly as popular as today. Yeah. And so like those Wizards of the Coast cards have such a limited print run compared to like some cards today. And so pretty much anything Wizards of the Coast is going to go up.
So are you this is already a rhetorical question. So are you already looking ahead before people get there? Like, are you already like
100%, 100%? Yeah. Like I got some base set. I got some first edition because I'm trying to get as much as I can because I know within 5 to 10, maybe 15, probably closer to 10 years, those cards, especially the rare ones, they're going to be like untouchable to your average collector.
Wait, so what set is this?
So this is first edition base sets.
First edition base sets, and then the ones, and then the ones like you said, the company lost the printing. What cards are those?
So other sets include so there's base set 2, Legendary Collection, Team Rocket, there's Gym Challenge, Gym Hero. There is, let's see, I'm trying to remember. The Neo Genesis, Neo Revelation. Let's see, I'm trying to remember. And then there's a couple other ones I can't remember off the top of my head. Hey, can you stop real quick?
I just want to talk with him.
You want to talk with him? Okay, you want to talk real quick?
Oh, there's a big dinosaur. It goes, rawr, rawr,
You're a lion? I love lions. I love tigers too.
But yeah, and then obviously there's Fossil, there's Jungle. But so right now, what I'm really looking at is Fossil, Jungle, and Team Rocket. Because those cards are still pretty affordable. Yeah. But what's going to happen once base set just like gets too high, people are looking what else is there, and they're going to say, oh, I remember this card growing up, or I remember I want to get into this one. This is a Charizard, but it's only $1,000. Yeah. And so that's
what year is that? Is that like early 2000s?
Yeah, early 2000s.
You know what's crazy? All right, so I wasn't even thinking about Pokemon just at a investing level, but I was when I was doing a lot of garage selling, this guy was selling Pokemon cards like 2000s. It's probably this set right here. He had a lot. And like, of course, it's not what it is right now. This is like last year. And I bought some Charmanders. I was like, oh, this is cool. And I bought them for like 7 each, and I flipped them for like 20 each or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, this is crazy. And then, I mean, I just never got into it because I'm just not a Pokemon dude. I was like, man, I should go back and just buy a lot just because. So, but man, I bet that guy is just sitting there and like really enjoying what's happening.
So there were Charmanders, first edition Charmanders from the Team Rocket set. I was buying up for $15 last year. They are now going.
I think it's the same card I got. Yeah, the same card.
Yeah. So Greg, I got those PSA 9s for $15. They're now selling for like $70 to $90.
Wow, dude, that's crazy.
Dude, my gosh. Dude, okay, first edition Dark Charizard, non-holo, so not the holographic. The holographic goes for a lot more. I was buying those up for $30 to $50 last year. They're now up to like $200 to $300.
Raw?
No, excuse me, PSA 9s. PSA 9s.
Okay, nice, man. And those are only gonna go up.
Yeah,
sure. That's man, good job, dude. You still have them?
I sold all of them. I need the money.
It's all good. But I mean, like, you got the knowledge, man, and you did make your profit. So, like, that just teaches you for the next move. That's awesome, dude.
For sure, man. For sure. Dude, that's like the one thing I kind of regret though at the moment is like when I first got into Pokemon, I was just kind of buying and selling. Like, just like any kind of reselling, I was doing.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, a little bit into it, I was like, oh, like, I should be sitting on some of these because some of these have gone up, like, since I sold them. And so there are cards that I literally was selling for like $2 to $3 last year that if I had just gotten them graded and held them today are worth about $300.
Man.
And I was selling them for $2.
Dang, dude. Were you just doing this based off like the knowledge that you had as a fan and like just knowing, business a little bit and everything, or were you like watching other collectors, or you just going off the feel?
So it was a combo of like I grew up with Pokemon. I knew who were like some of the big hitters, who were the most popular ones. And then just going off of what I knew about reselling. So like looking stuff up on eBay, sold listings. It wasn't really until this year that I actually dove into the actual like culture, getting heavy into the community, watching videos. But yeah, just all before it was very basic. eBay, what are they selling for?
Yeah. See, that's what I love about the card community is that like we're willing to admit our mistakes, what we did wrong, and we're willing to put out free information so other people can learn the game. I think that's so important, man, and like it comes back in good karma in so many ways. But I mean, like I wouldn't have the cards I have if I didn't sit down and watch a video and just read comments and watch other collectors. I think like that's so important. Like people have to do their research.
For sure.
And, man, like this podcast is gonna help somebody, whoever decides to watch. We've been on for 18 minutes, dude, and like I've learned so much. Like I already know what set to look at if I wanted to get into it. Like I know what to do in the future. How to be ahead of the trend. Like I know what mistakes not to do. I know how to be more patient. Like I know what Pokemon I should be looking at. Like I learned all that just from you. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Oh, and dude, you were asking earlier, like what have I learned since then? Actually,
yeah.
Here's one of the biggest things I realized, and it's funny because oh my gosh, I get so many DMs now about Pokemon.
Yeah, I'll be sending people your way, dude. I'll be sending people your way too. I'm like, go talk to my boy.
Well, it's funny. I did a tweet about like making a certain amount of money like in one day from Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
And 1:37 p.m. retweeted it.
That's what's up.
And then my DMs started just blowing up after that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I was talking to this dude, and I was answering a question of his, and then it just clicked something in my head. Like something that I just internally knew, but I finally got to like write it out. Like one of the biggest things that people miss when it comes to Pokemon cards, like when it comes to cards, like what determines its value? Obviously, condition. How good a shape is it? How rare is it, and whatnot. But the part that people miss when it comes to Pokemon is also you have to include the culture part.
Right.
So condition, rarity, and culture. Because here's the thing: my daughter's giving me a bunch of stuffed animals right now. Because if you have a PSA 10 first edition Charmander versus a PSA 10 first edition Weedle, the Charmander sells for like over 2,000. The Weedle sells for like 300. They're both cards. They have you're going to find about the exact same amount of cards or amount of pop for those cards.
Yeah.
The biggest difference is that people love Charmander. Charmander was one of the starters in the game. He was in the show. He evolves into Charizard. Like all those things versus a Weedle, like no one really likes.
That's true. I was talking to my boy, full name Cole. He's a rapper, and he was like, Charizard's not even the strongest Pokemon. He's just a fan favorite, and then he's like, people are just attached to who he is. And he's cool, but like if we're in a real match, and like if I had to send out my best Pokemon, Charizard wouldn't be the guy because he's not the best, most powerful one. I was like, that's a trip, man. It's a trip. So. Yeah.
And that's why I've been telling people who've been asking, like, if you just want to invest like in 3, 4, 5 cards, cool, you can figure that out pretty easily.
Yeah.
But if you want to like actually get into the game, like you got to understand the culture. You got to get deep into the culture.
Right. Like Pikachu, right?
Like
Pikachu is not the strongest one, but he's the logo. He's like the
mascot. He's the mascot of Pokemon.
Yeah. And this stuff is like it's valuable.
For sure. And so that's also where you start finding all like these nuances of like, hey, there's actually like a whole market for Snorlax,
right? Whole market. Man, it gets deep, dude. It gets deep.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Like it might not be a $200,000 card, but that's something you could pick up for $15 that in a year might be 80.
Right. Dang, and you could just really own the whole Snorlax market if you were just like, I'm just gonna buy every Snorlax I can find. That's crazy. That's crazy. Same thing that happens in sports cards, man. Like with Trae Young. Trae Young was the guy I invested in first, young player on the Atlanta Hawks. His cards were 50 each last September. So like around this time last year, they were 50 each. And I got at the gates, I bought 12 graded 10s. And then I bought another 12 raw. I still need to get them graded. But those raw cards are like, I'm looking at their 10s. I can just look at them and tell they're sharp, nice. But I bought 12. And now, come around like a whole year later, they're worth like 400 to 500 each. And it was like, my friend was like, when I first did a sports card video about my Trae Youngs, he's like, you should share what's a mistake you're making. And I said, straight up on the camera, I was like, the mistake I'm making is that I'm not buying more Trae Young cards. Like, I know I should be buying 600. But I couldn't. I did make some other cards, but I was like, I just know, like, this guy is good. And if I believe in who he is and these cards are going to go up like I think they are, I think I could own a lot more. And I had a chance at that to be like owning 1,000 Trae Youngs, 400. That's so that could happen with like a Snorlax and those other Pokemon you're talking about. That's crazy.
It's kind of funny because actually, let me see. Yeah, I got it right here. I've been buying a ton of these cards, these Mew Vs. So they're actually in Darkness Ablaze.
Isn't Mew like one of the strongest?
Mew, it's
no.
I mean, in like the anime, is pretty strong. The Mew card normally isn't that strong. Like it's decent, not that strong, but there's a huge market for Mew, and so I've been buying these up because they just came in Darkness Ablaze, buying them up for $3 to $5, buying a ton.
Nice,
because no one really wants them at the moment. Like they're not like a $20 card.
Yeah,
Mew always goes up because
I'm just thinking back when I was in elementary school, dude. Like again, I'm not hardcore Pokemon, but just being a kid around friends who had them, like I was getting this. It's so crazy. I remember kids with Squirtle and what's his name, Blastoise. Like I remember sitting there And like, oh, that is a cool card. They're like, yeah, he transforms into this and this and this and this. And then that card is $2,000 now. It's crazy. But anyway, like I just remember Mewtwo. I remember Mewtwo was a card to have too. You were like, dude, I got that Mewtwo. I'm like, you got Mewtwo? Like what? Let me see. Who is Mewtwo about? They're like, oh, dude, he's like one of the sickest Pokemon. So I don't know. I don't know too much. I just remember that. That's just a cool throwback story.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing too. Like if someone has those stories, like even if they weren't Pokemon but want to hop into it, just start thinking like, what was it that my friends were talking about? What was the card that my son is talking about, or my cousin, or my nephew? Because then you have at least a starting point to start researching. Like, okay, what is this Mewtwo all about? It's like, holy, like this Mewtwo sells for $100.
Yeah, exactly. That's all. That's what I would think about when I just go back and I think about Charizard. Charizard was the man. He was the man when we were kids, dude. It was like if you had Charizard, you were the coolest kid at school. Yeah. It is crazy.
Oh my gosh! Okay, quick side story. So I remember when my sister and I, we bought our very first packs back in the 90s.
Yeah.
We ran down to like the local card shop in Concord, California. So sorry, get a little distracted.
It's all good.
But yeah, we run down to local card shop. We buy our first packs. We open them up. I don't remember what I got, but in her very first pack, my sister's very first pack, there's a Charizard.
Wow.
And I was like, no way. And then, but get this, she trades it away like 2 weeks later for a bunch of cards that were worthless.
Dang, man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I've talked to her about like how much cards are worth now. She's like, oh my gosh.
We only knew, right?
Right.
We only knew. You know, like these Darkness Ablaze ones, man. What do you like? Do you think people should be holding on to them for another 2 decades? Do you think that's like just the plan? That's like a good idea.
So Darkness Ablaze. So I'm gonna hold on to some Darkness Ablaze, just because it has a Charizard, has a good Charizard in it.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be anything crazy like, obviously like a first edition booster box.
Yeah.
But I think just because of that Charizard, then there are some other, decent cards in there. That it's just going to go up in value with time.
Right.
Also, it also depends on how much they print.
That's right. That's right.
As of right now, it doesn't look like they've gone too crazy with Darkness Ablaze. I think, and this is also kind of the nuances I've been paying attention to.
Yeah.
What tends to happen, I've noticed, is that there are certain sets that are pretty decent. They might not be like super like people are trying to buy them out like Champion's Path. Freaking can't find it anywhere. But they have decent cards. Like they have a Charizard. They have some good solid cards. But they get overlooked because 2 months later, you get like a Hidden Fates or some other really big sets, and so people don't pay attention to it as much. And it doesn't print it as much, and so it just becomes underrated. So I'm not sure about Champion's Path yet, but I think it might become a little underrated. Just because I think a lot of people got distracted with Champion's Path. Hidden Fates is getting reprinted. You got the 25th anniversary coming out, and with this whole nother set. And so I don't think Champion's Path is going to get that much love. And so I think just because of a lower print run, and because of that Charizard, I think it's going to be underrated.
Man, that's
again. I don't think it's going to be like a super huge, like $1 million set or anything like that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I actually got these cards right here. So this is actually the $500 card from Champion's Path. Okay. So it's a Charizard VMAX Rainbow Rare.
So that's 500 right now in your hand?
Yeah, right now.
Wow.
If it comes back as a PSA 10, it's
what, 12, 15, 16?
Maybe
16?
like anywhere from $2,000 to $7,000 card.
Are you serious?
Yeah. if it comes back as a 10. But here's the thing.
That's why you had that reaction when you.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe more with all the Pokemon hype. Like, who knows? But because it's such a new set, in like 6 months, it could be a $10,000 card.
Man, that is wild, dude.
But here's the thing. Here's also why I think Darkness Ablaze might be underrated. If you know, so this is the Darkness Ablaze card.
Yeah.
So it's another VMAX. So it's the exact same artwork, except for one of them is a rainbow color, and the other one's not.
Yeah.
So Pokemon announced that in its Japanese set, there's going to be another card like this, but it's going to be shiny. What's called a shiny Charizard.
Yeah.
Exact same artwork, but it's shiny version. If I understand Pokemon culture correctly and collecting, people are going to want all three. They're going to want the shiny version, they're going to want the rainbow version, and they're going to want the regular VMAX version.
Wait, so you got all three?
No. That one hasn't been released yet.
Oh, it hasn't been released. Got you.
Yeah. So that one's coming out in Japan next month. We don't know when we're getting English version. People think maybe next year. But in any case, they're going to be collectors. They're going to want all three VMAX cards.
Man. So you're going to be keeping your eye out on that one for sure.
For sure.
Would you want to buy one on eBay when somebody puts it on eBay that they pull in Japan? It's probably going to be really pricey.
It's going to be so pricey. I have no idea how much it's going to be worth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I probably won't buy a Japanese version. I would like to pull a Japanese version, but I probably won't buy it. Just because Japanese cards tend to be less valuable than English cards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's more of a market for English cards.
Mm.
And so I am for sure once they announce where that card's gonna be in the English set.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like some people are guessing it might be the 25th anniversary set. Some people think it's going to be next year's holiday set. Some people might think they might be in 2 years. We don't know. But whenever that set, whatever that set is, I'm going to be going ham on it.
Man, listen, dude, you're throwing out some great info here, dude. I feel like I'm in Pokemon sports or Pokemon card university right now.
Dude, I got you.
That is good stuff, dude. You are laying it out. Laying it out.
Dude. But yeah, hopping back though into sports cards, because I've just been talking about Pokemon for like last 20 minutes. So I'm curious. So when it comes to sports cards though, because I think whether you're into Pokemon, whether you're into sports cards, whether you're into Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like I think just all that has similarities.
For sure.
Like what mistakes have you made in investing in sports cards so far?
Mistakes I made. I did it. I should have bought. I mean, like I got lucky, but also because I think I just know my basketball. I just knew what to look for. Like I bought some good rookies, but I should have took that same money and went vintage, bought more already established players because they're already proven. They already done their thing. And my original strategy, though, I will say this. So I wanted a young player just because, like, I just wanted somebody young. And I was like, I think this is cool. Like, I think I can see these cards going up, which I did with Trae Young. I got some Lukas. I got Luka for about $350 each. Those are now worth $1,300 each. So those went up. Like, I got some great cards. I got who else do I have? That's a young rookie. That's it for basketball. Oh, I got a Devin Booker card who I believe is going to be really good. I got a Devin Booker. And but what I should have did, like I should have put more money into Kevin Durant. I should have put more money into LeBron James. I put a lot of money into a Zion card only because of the hype. And I was like, I didn't even believe he was going to be that good. I just wanted to ride the hype. But I actually think Zion's going to be good. I think he's going to be a beast just from what I've seen. But I paid $1,300 for one of his autographed patch cards. But I should have took that same $1,300 and just got some KDs. That would have I don't know why I didn't even think of that. Like that's just a smart move. I should take a little less money from Trae. Maybe had 3 Traes, not 12, and maybe 3 Lukas, but not 7, and just kind of took that money and just bought like a more established player like KD because he's already doing his thing. And my original plan, though, I will say this. I was smart on this. My original plan was to invest heavy into Kobe Bryant cards because I love Kobe Bryant, look up to him, I admire him, he's my favorite basketball players. So I bought one of his cards early, 13 days before he passed away, actually. Wow. The price was only $250, man, for this Hall of Fame, one of the greatest to ever do it. I'm like, $250. I was like, I'm for sure gonna get 10 of these. But I don't like. I should have been had 10 of those, before. Like that should have already been a move. That should have been my first move, I believe. Right? But I'm young. I'm naive. I'm like just going off dumbness, you could say, like that rookie dumbness, So, but that was my original plan. So I got a Kobe Bryant rookie. I'm never gonna sell it. Its course is way up now. It's like 3,000. I'm never gonna sell it. I did invest in the LeBron James rookie card. That's like my top card I have, and hold on to that. But again, I was late on that card. I got that card at 8,000. It's a lot of money, man. 8,000 for the card. It's now at 15,000. So I did well. I'm at a profit. But I could have got in when they were 1,200, dude. Like those cards were doing me 12. Like, why didn't I do that? When I bought the Zion, I think his card was like 2 or something like that. But like, why didn't I? Like, I don't know why I didn't do that. So, and when Kobe passed away, I should have pivoted my marketing, my strategy to my investing strategy. Like, all right, so I need to go find what I can afford. Kobe, I love you, man, but like I should have just maneuvered to another vintage player, a Hall of Fame player. So those are kind of like the ones I know.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's actually like really good advice, I think, for anyone getting into cards. Because when it comes to sports and when it comes to Pokemon, like there are like established sets, players.
Same thing.
And so like I think you got a lot of people. So right now there's actually people who've been worried about the future of Pokemon, like with all these new people coming in. They're like, oh my god! Like I've actually a question I've gotten a few times lately is like, oh my gosh, is Pokemon gonna have like a junk era now because you got all these people coming in? All the new sets gonna just be like super printed and like overprinted. So far from the people that I know, like who are actually like the distribution line and whatnot.
Yeah,
they're saying no, it's nothing to worry about. They're reprinting some sets, but it's like super limited print. So in any case,
I'm trying to keep so good.
Are you ticklish?
Can you sit down? Can you sit down, Goose? Can you sit down? Okay, can you play with your toys right there? Can you go play with your toys right there?
Here?
Yeah. Can you play with those toys?
No, I can't.
This moment brought to you by Celeste. Celeste. We need to finish the podcast. Okay, can we talk?
No, I wouldn't stand.
Okay, hey, Goose, we gotta talk. If you're not going to let us talk, then you have to go upstairs. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, can we talk?
Yeah.
Can you sit down? Can you sit down, please? Celeste, can you please sit down? Or are you going to have to go upstairs?
No, I just wanted to play.
Okay, you want to play? Okay, go play. This has basically been my life since COVID, because I'll have meetings, and then she shows up, and I don't remember what I was saying anymore.
We were just talking about like if there was going to be a junk era because everybody that's coming in.
Oh yeah. So as of right now, from like the distributors and vendors that that I know, like they're saying like now, even with reprints, like it's nothing to worry about. Like you're like some of these modern sets are still solid investments. But even if you're worried about like the modern sets, going back to like what you were talking about, like dude, just go vintage. Go vintage because they're not reprinting them. There's no way they're reprinting Team Rocket. Like even if they do like because as part of like the 20th anniversary, they reprinted base sets. They didn't it was part of the new set, but they just had the same artwork. And so it wasn't really a reprint. It was a completely new set. So even if they do that, like it's still not the actual set. Like go look at Team Rocket, go look at Legendary Collection, go look at Neo Genesis. Like there is still a ton of undervalued cards that are going to go they're going to get super premium prices in the next 5, 10, 15 years.
Man, Ulysses, you are like dropping dimes. you're giving the future of what's happening, dude. Like, I'm not even a Pokemon guy, but it's like if I was from an investment standpoint, I'm like that makes so much sense. Makes so much sense.
You got to go upstairs now?
No.
Okay, then you have to sit down. Because we're trying to talk because he has to leave soon. Okay? Okay. But dude, okay. Yeah, I'll drop you this. I'll drop this time. It's actually something I have not told anyone because I wanted to give more. I want to make sure I had more data. I want to make sure that it was like the right advice because if you do it the wrong way, you can lose money. But so almost every single rare card, almost not all of them, but almost every single rare card from the Wizards of the Coast era, the first editions, they have a holo version and they have a non-holo version. Okay. Now the holo versions obviously are worth a ton. You know, some of them like 200, 300, a few thousand, whatnot. Okay, Goose, I think you're going to go upstairs if you can't sit still. Can you sit still?
Yeah.
Okay. And so yeah, first edition holo cards. So what I've been doing is I don't even know where this thought came from, but this is what I've been doing, and this has kind of been my bread and butter. Is I look, okay, where is the first edition holo card at right now, and is it going up? Because what happens is that as that card goes up, the non-holo versions, which are like 50, 60, sometimes even 80, 90% cheaper, start going up too. And so I mentioned earlier, like that first edition Dark Charizard PSA 9 that I was buying up for $30 to $50.
So the holo version is way
so the
more.
holo versions were starting to go up, and so I started buying the non-holo versions. And then once the holo versions get to a certain price, people start looking for the non-holos because they still want the same artwork, but they don't want to pay the premium.
Right.
And so those are actually really, excuse me, really good bets. Excuse me.
That's okay.
But yeah, those are really good bets if you do your homework to see where the holo's at and is it going up, because without fail, because I've checked so many different cards, I've done this so many different times with different cards as well. Without fail, when the holo version is going up, the non-holo is not too far away.
Man,
you can pick up a card. So literally, you can pick up a $50 card, a $20 card, and then if the holo version is going up, it's going to become a $60 card, a $100 card, a $200 card.
Wow.
And so, and plus, it's much cheaper. Like you can. I honestly think that if you pick up enough non-holos, like they will outpace the holo version just out of sheer quantity.
Crazy. That's good insight right there. You know what would be good content is like if you mapped out like the top 20 Pokemon and then it was just like holo this, non-holo that. Holo this, non-holo that. That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. But that's the same thing that happens in sports cards, you know? Like Prism is the top basketball brand. So PSA 10 Prism, like a Luka, right? It's 1,300. I forget what the 9 is. It's like 400 or something like that. I forget, maybe more. But like that 10 is gonna bring up the 9. The 9 is gonna bring up the 8s. And then the next closest brand to Prism is Don Russ Panini. Those brands also start catching fire. Like that's the same thing that happens in sports cards. So that's what I've been telling people. Like, okay, like Prism is getting out of reach with some of these cards. Like they're getting up there. But you can look at 9s, you can look at 8s, and you can look at different brands, and you can start getting ahead of the trends and trying to think where other people are going to go in the future. So,
no, dude, and yeah, and that's another thing. Like you just pointed out, like when the 10s start going up, like the 9s might still be affordable, and then as the 10s go up, the 9s are going to go up, and then the 8s are going to go up.
Yeah,
like seriously, you could buy like an 8 or 9 for like half the price, knowing that it's going to go up if the 10s are going up.
Yeah, I told my friend, I'm so glad. She was like, she wanted to get into cards. And I was like, or she did get into cards, but she had like some LeBrons, but they weren't rookies. They were his 2019 Laker cards, which are good cards. I got a lot of those. So I was like, you got to get some rookies. You got to get some rookie cards. I was like, get these KDs, these KD PSA 9 cards. I'm telling you, get them. And like she did it, man. They starting to go up. They're gonna climb. He hasn't been touched the core yet, so I'm keeping track of those. So I'm excited. I got some
for KD. Like you know, I'm a Nets fan, right?
You're a Nets. I think you told me that. That's right. Yeah. You guys have a good season, I believe.
So I'm actually a Golden State. So I'm a Warriors fan and a Nets fan because I was born in New Jersey. I grew up a little bit in the East Coast, and then I also grew up a little bit in the Bay Area. And so those were my two teams.
Yeah.
Now, Golden State sucked when I lived there.
Yeah.
Those have always been
$10 tickets.
Seriously. Like they were like you couldn't pay someone to go to a game. Like
yeah, dude. Yeah, straight up.
So but yeah, I'm so pumped for next season because KD will finally be healthy and my Nets have not had an actual good season for like a decade.
Yeah, you guys made the playoffs without KD and Kyrie, so that's hope. That's like something really good can happen next season. So
we haven't had a really good year since like Vince Carter, J Kidd.
Yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough
for sure.
Oh, one thing I want to tell you because I know you want to ask about the LeBron James card, the market. Is that what you wanted to ask?
Yeah. So I'm curious, like. When LeBron James just won another championship, like how does that impact his card?
So yeah, man, I've been looking at his cards. Obviously, because I'm invested, but so it's been weird. It's been like it shot up to about 15, and then it kind of dropped a little bit. Then it got kind of stayed back to 15. It's kind of just steady, even through the playoffs, even through going through everybody, even winning the ring. And I've just been listening to other guys that's been doing this for a while. They're like, yep, this is how it goes. Like, All-Star season is the best time to sell. Like, our weekend around that time is the best time to sell. Playoffs, you're gonna get the hype when the playoffs start. The hype comes up, and it's a lot of returns though, because people like to buy it and they see that the cards start dropping in the playoffs too. So people start returning their cards. So he said it's a headache. And then he said off season, like is the time to buy, and then around preseason is when things start to go steady or up and steady. And then, All-Star season, sell it. Like that. So I was looking at that. I was like, this is very interesting. So I don't think – and there was a post they did with Patrick Mahomes. After Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl last year, like his cards went down. It was weird. I'm like, how does that happen? Like his cards went down, and I think I forget how much they were. They were like 2,000, something like that. But right now, like what are they in? Week 6, 5, something like that. They're like 7,000 each, his rookie cards. So it goes like that. It just strides. It's like up and down, up and down. So LeBron is at 15,000. We need to get back on in a few months and see what happens because I think that card might be 20,000 or something, man. If I'm just guessing, but that's definitely a long-term hold. Anybody that has a LeBron James rookie card should not sell it. If that's just my opinion, unless you like, if you need the money, you do your thing, whatever you need to do. But like, I know I'm gonna hold on to that card till he retires, and 10 years after that, because that guy is awesome, dude. His career, his legacy, it's etched in stone. Anything after this is a cherry on the top. He's arguably better than Michael Jordan, right there with Michael Jordan. That's always going to be an argument forever. Like, so whatever happens with LeBron James cards right now, it's like it doesn't even matter. It's like what's going to happen in 5 years, 10 years. What's
going to happen when he officially enters the Hall of Fame?
Officially enters the Hall of Fame, and he's so like, dude, he has like, it looks like he has 5, 6, 7 years left in his body. He just. If he wants to tone down his game to where he's just Jason Kidd, like I'm gonna get my 15 and my 20 assists, he can do that. Give me some players that can score, and I just want to just be that passer, and he can win a championships like that, like another 2 years, 3 years. But he's still a top scorer. He's gonna drop 25 again next season. He's gonna be the main leader in assists. Like look. Investing in LeBron is one of the best things you can do. Best investments you can do. It's like buying a Charizard. It's just, it's incredibly smart to do. And like I posted about that recently. I was like, if Charizard is $200,000, like before that it was like 60,000 or something like that. Before Logic went off and broke that record. So how much were they selling for?
It's gone like crazy this year. Right? Last year it was about $50K.
50K, a great price. You know who's at 50K? Michael Jordan's rookie cards are at $50,000. So Michael Jordan's rookie cards tells you everything you need to know about LeBron James rookie cards. It tells you everything. So Jordan played, and he was a rookie in 80 something. I forget the year, 80 something. LeBron James was a rookie in 2003. You fast forward now, Jordan's cards are $60,000. Fast forward for LeBron James in a few years. Like I have no hesitation of saying it's going to be a $60,000 card. I have no hesitation of saying that. And looking at Charizard, I'm like, Charizard, Pokemon's a huge market. It's incredible. But I'm like, Charizard's a cartoon. Like he's not even, you can't meet Charizard. You can't go over and shake his hand. You can't hear him say a speech, right? But like LeBron and Michael Jordan are real humans. These are real dudes. And that gets me excited. Like if Charizard can go $200,000, a cartoon, ink and paper, man. Like that's it. This is what this guy is. And LeBron James, a real human being who's like a leader. He does so much for the community, society. He's very vocal on change. Like he's doing it all. I'm like, man, this card is just gonna be amazingly insane. So,
dude, and that's another thing you point out. Like he's very heavy in the community, and also he's a businessman. Like, and so even after he retires, he's still going to be culturally relevant. Yeah,
exactly. There's like so much going on with LeBron, dude. It's like I can probably write a whole 3 pages on why people should invest in that card and like make some moves. So, yeah, it's crazy, man.
All right, man. Well, I know you got to head out, but before we go, we got to open up a Pokemon pack.
Oh, that's right, dude. I don't know how I almost forgot, dude.
Can you sit down, please?
All right, so I got all these, man. So
sit down, please. Okay. All right. What you got?
Tell me which one I should grab. Tell me when to stop.
Are those all Darkness Ablaze?
Yeah, it's all Darkness Ablaze.
Okay.
Tell me when to stop. I'll pick that pack.
And stop.
All right, this one right here.
And dude, I'm gonna do this with you.
Oh, let's do it.
I got the double pack right here. Let me grab that Darkness Ablaze.
Oh man, dude! What if we pull a double Charizard? We're gonna make history, dude. If I pull a Charizard and you, golly, dude. My friend Susie showed me how to open cards. She said, make sure it's face down. Take the top 4 off, right? And then, right? That's what you do?
Yep, top 4, move them to the front.
All right. My first pack. I need some scissors. My hands are sweaty. I'm excited. All right. Oh,
Ooh, I don't know what this back one is, but it's looking pretty fresh. Got some good centering.
She told me if the card is green, it's usually not a green one. It's not a good card. That's what she said too. She said it. Is that true?
That is true.
Oh crap! All right, we go see what we get. All right, so this is the first card. Wait, did I do it right? Yeah. So I guess me. Wait, how come I didn't get the energy one? It's supposed to be the energy one first, right?
Do you do 4 cards?
I think so. Maybe I need to do one more.
Because I think that first one was your rare.
Was that my rare?
I think that's your rare.
I messed up already, bro.
Oh, Corona.
All right, so there we go. Yeah, I did it wrong. But then I got that one. So we already know. Is that the rare? No, I don't think so.
All right, let's see.
Wait.
That's your reverse hollow.
That's the reverse hollow. So this would be my rare one right here? No?
No. Rare.
No,
that one's not the rare one. I think the first one you pulled was the rare one.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we got to do a retake.
Hey, Grimmsnarl VMAX. That's a decent pull.
Right. So I didn't pull a chart. All right, so I got. I guess this is the rare. This is the who's this guy?
Volcarona?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably like a 50-cent card.
Hey man, I thought I can get the chart. All right, let's do one more. Let's do one more.
One more? Just leave it there.
I'm gonna do one more.
Okay, I don't got any darkness ablaze on this table, but I am going to open a cosmic eclipse.
Oh, by the way, are you ever gonna do the strategy where like you're not gonna open any? You're just gonna hold on to it. Or are you gonna open?
I got so many that I'm going to hold on to, like not open at all. But for my YouTube channel, I started opening up cards. So I'm trying to fill that channel, and also I'm trying to find some cards, but so for the sake of the channel, I'm opening up cards. Otherwise, I probably would keep a lot of them closed.
Got you. Oh man, I got another green one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that my energy card? All right, I did it right this time.
All right, let's see what we get.
All right.
All right.
Wait, actually.
Hey, there's my Jigglypuff.
Oh yeah, you got Jigglypuff, don't you?
Jigglypuff.
I have Jigglypuff.
What's your reverse?
A reverse Eevee. You got a reverse Ampharos. That's actually a decent one for a reverse hollow.
Oh, sweet. And then we got. What'd you get?
Evil. Nothing good.
Who's Beach? Who's Beer Tick?
He's alright.
Man, no char. That would have been crazy, dude. We both would have pulled one.
Yeah, but I pulled this Grimmsnarl VMAX. I think that might be like a $5 card. So hey, I'll take it.
Take it.
All right, dude.
All right.
I need to get going.
I think my session's here.
Okay, dude. Take care, man. I'll let you go.
All right, bro. I'll catch you later.
Thanks so much for being on.